thank you all so much for coming. So, 4 people, welcome. So, what was I gonna say again? So, I already saw some people chatting in the chat earlier, but I think the chat got deleted. But thank you all so much for for chatting. So let me apologize. I think I was about 1 minute late. And of course, if you're watching this stream, as a recording, everything I talked about will be timestamped in the description. So definitely. Hold on. I haven't even. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me ready everything up. So, if you're watching this later on, if you're watching this as a recording, again, everything I talk about will be timestamped soon after the live stream. So, today we'll be going over Ushan, Brunhilde, Alicia, and Ushan Retrofit, Brunhilde, new Retrofit, as well as Alicia and Elaine's Elaine's Pilot's Awaken. So, and probably in that order as well. So, alright, so welcome, and also let me make sure I got everything on as well. Again, I really apologize for. Also, I hope everything is going well. Again, I hope everything is going well. Definitely tell me if anything is wrong. Alright? Okay. Oh my god, what is going on? Hold on. Wait. What is this? Hold on. Why is this happening? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me show myself real quick though. Yeah, let me show myself real quick. Snake, welcome. Yeah, hello everybody, and sorry for the delay. Obviously, so sorry for the delay. Okay. Again, let me make sure everything is fine, so I don't, So, alright, so, hello. But yeah. This was the Oh, wait, why is it not? Hold on. What? Why is my thing not working? Hold on. Yeah, hold on. No! Why is it not working? Alright, there you go. Finally! But yeah, this is, Oh, wait, hold on. Alright, but yeah, this was the, This was the chat that I had before, but hold on. I don't know what's going on right now. Everything is kind of going to crack. Hold on. Let me also watch my own stream. Make sure the stream is fine too. So, I really apologize for all the, for all the things going on. I don't know why my my thing refused to move. So definitely is something. So give me 1 second. What is happening? Come on. What is happening? Come on. Alright, 7 people. Alright, seems like it's fine. So, alright, let's try to make. It's moving. Alright, so let's start from some EN news while we wait for people. So, for EN, for those who might not, or most people probably already knows, but the next month. Spinner Mecha for EN is gonna be Israfel. Israfel is probably one of the most controversial mecha that have ever came out in recent times. So it'll definitely be interesting, on when it will be coming to or on what impact it will do to EN. And during the stream, if you guys have any question about this one, and I'll also talk in depth about Israfel in the game as well. So definitely stay tuned on that. And of course, we also have a teaser of the upcoming pilots, which I actually don't have that much information on because I don't really get to use it. So, hello, welcome, 欢迎. Yeah. I just got a text from someone. Thank you so much. But yeah, so these are just these are just the EN news. There isn't much going on lately, which is the reason why I haven't been, doing much live streams. But today I'm doing you know, everything that came out around this month, all of them, all in once. So, alright, and definitely stay tuned on next month's Fion as well. Alright, so that is it for the EN news. Let's get into the NC news. So, for the NC news, for those who don't know, we're gonna be having Cat Fur Pilot Awaken soon in NC, which I'll make video on and live stream on once, you know, once we, what's it called, once it came out, pretty much. And of course, we also have chapter 51 that's coming out soon as well, and all of them are in the, and I got this information in the Bilibili, or in their official Bilibili page, so all of this is over here. And of course, we also have the new mecha that is the Lycoris, and I already done a video on Lycoris, so for those who is interested, you guys can also check that video out. Definitely a very, very cool and very Sazabi like mecha. So, alright, so what's next? Alright, so how many people do we have now? We have about 7 people. Alright, I guess we can start doing the guy now. Hey you, about the Brave collab situation. What's the Brave collab situation? Oh, right. So there are rumor that okay, well, not rumor, it's kind of confirmed that there'll be collab. So if you just scroll down on a video, which we already posted about, right? Those who don't know, oh, of course, new NC pilot looks pretty cool. Iliad, where is it? Yeah, and Saga is gonna be collabing with Gaigar, I think. So definitely stay tuned on that as well. I'll be making video, of course. I'll be making you on this collab as soon as it released in NC. So, and of course, thank you Snake for the reminder as well. So, alright, so now I think we can start on the guide. So yeah, apologize for the delay at the beginning and everything. And definitely tell me if the audio is fine too. Alright, seems okay. I hope so. Alright, okay. So let's first start on Ushan. So let me log into my EN real quick so I can be talking about, you know, the EN ones for you guys right away. So, alright, so for EN, let's go into EN, right? And then let's go into develop. Oh, and after this stream, I'll probably be rolling some of the new mecha EN as well. So, alright, so Ushan Sholo, of course, everyone can see this about its retrofit cost, which is pretty cheap in my opinion. You can pretty much grind most of them, I believe. And those who cannot be grind, I believe you can also get it via a purple shard selector. So, and let's go into Ushan Sholo. I think that's how to say it. So, pretty much, how do you say? Most of the thing that it has been improved. For example, its chassis its first chassis that with the final damage reduction that will go to 0 now doesn't do it, because now have a minimum of 28%, which is pretty good, especially even in today's PvP, because you know anything that reduced final damage received is pretty good in the game, because I do believe final damage received calculates after damage calculation. So this scale is definitely pretty good, especially now there's a minimum, and 28% is just, you know, it's pretty insane even in today's meta. So of course, this scale alone already makes it not too bad in today's PvP. And of course, it causes nearby enemy to lose 5% SP per second, which honestly can be helpful for the enemy too, because you know now we have things like let's say Zulong and stuff like that. And if the enemy doesn't use active skill, it might be beneficial for them sometimes. However, this skill is pretty good in PvE if the boss can be affected by this. So, or you know, whatever you're fighting against, if the boss can be affected by that, then this will be a very good skill as a tank and as close-up CC units, which I will get into on what Ushan is good for in today's meta. So, alright, and of course, final damage dealt minus 28% on this unit's target, and all enemy units target this unit. And the most important part is that it will inflict an extra 28% or inflict an extra 28% upon dealing attack against the target. It's a very confusing wording, but just know that pretty much whoever Ushan's target is will take 28% more damage. Now, that's pretty insane, right? Because this benefits everyone. This benefits your whole team. This benefits, your Rebellion, your DPS in the team. So, just by having Ushan solo, or just by having Ushan Retrofit in your team, this Ushan can be pretty OP as a, it's not even a support, but it's kind of like, it's just good that it exists on the field, because this 28, everyone would deal 28 more percent on the boss. That's, in today's meta, or in today's PvE meta, that's pretty much a must-have. And even in NC right now, people are still using Ushan Retrofit in PvE because this skill is just that useful. And there isn't too much change about its weapon, and of course on its exalt, and none of them I believe is too noteworthy. I do believe he did get some new moves, which is pretty good. That's more iframe, more chances of dealing damage, and applying long handle status effect. But aside from that, just these two new addition, which is there's a minimum now on the final damage reduction, or the reduction on the percentage of the final damage reduction, that being 28%. That makes it good in PvP. And of course, it gives your whole team pretty much a 28% damage increase because of the second skill, making it OP in PvE. So yeah, this unit is actually I wouldn't say it's rare, but it is it can be a good unit to invest in, because Ushan Solo is actually good in both PvP and PvE. Personally, I do think it kind of fall off a little bit once stronger or once tankier units came out in NC and JP meta. But in PvE, no one has been able to challenge Ushan yet. So, and of course, long handle melee, pretty important, which I will get into when I'm gonna be doing the builds of it. And of course, there's some art changes on his sprite as well. And of course, his horse now is his horse is no longer just like a red horse, and now have kind of a real body to it. Alright, so I think that should be about everything new about Ushan. If I miss anything, I will add it into the comments and in the description, and you can also ask me about those things right now if you want to, or you can join Discord to ask me there directly. So now let's get into Ushan Solo's builds. So let's I'm gonna close this real quick. So let's go into Ushan Solo builds. I'm gonna be using my NC account for it. So let's go into its builds. So where is it? So here it is. So this is your general PvE build. Yeah, PvE. So this is your PvE builds that I kind of want to go for. Of course, you'll want to go for hydraulics, so it can be spamming more of its action, therefore applying its long handle. Therefore applying more of his long handle hits. And the reason for that is because on the bullets, you will want to use this long handle parts. Let me see what it is called in English. So let's go to parts, and let's go to S, and let's go to shell, and let's go down to there you go. Oh, ultra weight. There you go. Ultra weight handle. So when a mecha have a long handle melee, basically it can give pretty much a really good percentage chance of it being knocked down and just being CC in general. So definitely a very important part that you want to have, especially on Ushan in PvE. Especially for Ushan Retrofit in PvE, because just by using this shell alone on Ushan, you almost don't need hammers anymore. You almost don't need well, depending on the boss, right? You almost don't need demolition hammers, because the boss will just be constantly knocking down, and it doesn't matter if the boss is using their action or not. So again, this skill alone, or this shell alone, can already be a CC boss, so can already be a very scary CC to the boss. And for the support parts, I have the how do you say this in English? The little radar thing, because by having this little radar thing, it can increase the CC duration on the boss. I believe for some of the effect, especially for the paralyzation, and of course the confusion and stuns, which can both extend the time that the boss is being knocked down. Unless I'm wrong on that. If I'm wrong on that, then you can probably use something like Shadow Stabilizers. But for now, I do believe this is what you want to go for, the interference device. So, and for the armor, you either want to go for firm steel for most cases, and if the boss can be stunned by fork, you can also go for forks. It can help you, or just depend on your boss, right? Depend on the boss. You can switch between fork or you can switch between firm steel. And for the coatings, it doesn't really matter. I personally go for to armor, but even though you can really use liquid armor if you want to, and depending on the pilot that you use on it, you can also use things like Baihu, or the Baihu code if you want the pilot to use their active skill immediately. The reason why I'm using, or actually, I'll get into this pilot later, and I'll explain why I have I'll explain the reason why I have Ashuma on Ushan Solo's PVE build. And for the pets, I'll just go for Nightingale, because Ushan doesn't really need much other pets. Like, Ushan's goal is to just exist, to buff the team, and also to be hitting the boss, to constantly knocking them down to CC. So the only thing that I can see changes on that is if for some reason your Ushan Shoulder is dying, which it shouldn't be. Again, it shouldn't be dying, but for some reason that it is, then you can put on things like Pisces, or the Pisces pet, or you can also put on GM01, and you can switch your armor into fork, which can also increase your survivability. But optimally, you will want to go for Nightingale, and you want to give your other pilots some other parts that might be better for them, because in my opinion, Ushan should already have good enough survivability against most bosses, and if not, your Ushan should be constantly knocking down the boss with the long handle. And combining with this long handle, another really good co-pilot skill that you want to have on your Ushan Shoro is Alicia's control. So for the Alicia's control, what this does is, when enemy gets knocked down nearby, basically nearby you. So basically, you can think of when enemy gets knocked down by you, right? When enemy is knocked down by the Ushan, which it can do very easily. Now, when it gets knocked down, it will when it get knocked down, it will be paralyzed for 2 seconds. And this paralyzation go through immunity. And as I said before, it can knock down the enemy it can knock down the boss pretty easily, and by doing that, it can trigger Alicia's control skill, which will basically paralyze the boss for 2 seconds. For your other DPS, for your other units that can either apply debuff on the boss or just do crazy amount of damage on the boss. So Alicia control is definitely what you want to. It's almost always what you want to have for it's almost what you want to have for most cases. However, if your boss is already CC enough. There's already enough CC that can keep the boss stunned. Then you can go to attack and put on the good old this guy back as your skill. But that's only if the boss can be stunned pretty sufficiently, I guess. So yeah, Alicia control important, very important on PVE Ushan build. So also I'm seeing a lot of comments. I'll be reading them after I finish one part of it. So stay tuned. I did see all of them. So just let me finish, one part of it, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so this is, in my opinion, the optimal PVE build for Ushan, and now I'm gonna get into why I'm using Ashuma as a pilot. So I'm gonna show you the optimal setup for PV, or it's not optimal, but it's a general realistic setup for NC PVE team right now. So here is what you do. Let's see. So over here. So what you really want to do is you want to have or how do you say? The reason why I have Ashuma on it is because, I guess, slot wise, like for example, right? Linda is gonna be on whatever the best DPS that you have right now. For example, right now in NC is Dante. You'll also be, or in Ian it will be Rebellion. So your Linda will be on your Rebellion. That will be a DPS. Then you're gonna have another DPS, which is for Ian, or for NC right now, is Charlotte plus Marshall. But the thing is, for Ian right now is Elaine plus Justice Magenta. So that's your two DPS set. Your Sokai is doing the hammer job either on Lex or either on Lex, either on the Black Knight, or using Zulong to do the hammering jobs. So this is your this is your hammer units. And even if it doesn't need hammer units, or actually if you're not using hammer units, then you can use Sokai on Ushan for sure. But here's the thing, in my opinion, I do believe that actually hold on, yeah, I'll get into that. So because most people will use Sokai on Lex, or on Zulong, or on Zulong, or on how do you say, or on basically the hammering job mecha for now. Because Sokai will be on that in mostly in the optimal setting, right? In the optimal setting. The only position that you can have left for Ushan is Ashuma. Because how do you say? Because the existence of Ushan Retrofit, it kind of put Zhonghu's, or it kind of just outperforms Zhonghu in most, if not all, aspect of the game. So just in terms of slots, just in terms of team combo, the only person who can be the only person who can optimally be piloting Ushan would be Ashuma. The only time where you wouldn't want, where you will use a different way is you will have you will have Sokai on Ushan, and your Ashuma still stay at your on your Zhonghu. That's the only case that can see that, or that's the only time that can see it happening. But usually, just because of team composition, most of the time, again, Ushan Retrofit pretty much replaced Zhonghu in PvE at this point. So that's the reason why I have Ashuma on Ushan Retrofit in PvE. So, and if we talk about in NC today, right? It's pretty similar. Again, 2 DPS. Slokai is also doing, Slokai is applying debuff and also stunning enemies. And the only slot left for Ashuma is Ushan, or the only pilot left that you can pilot for Ushan is Ashuma. So, alright, so that should be it about Ushan in PvE. And just in case if those people who ask, nope, Ushan can never, or Ushan is no longer capable as a DPS. So don't try to build Ushan as a DPS. Ushan used to be the best DPS when it just came out. When it just came out, is 4-star can do the highest DPS in, or like more than most other units in the game. However, now meta have changed, more stronger units have came out. You don't want to build Ushan in a PV. You don't want to build Ushan in that's a DPS. And in fact, I think Ushan even have a more important role into this meta, because a lot of the team, like a lot of the bosses without Ushan is pretty hard, because you couldn't control the boss effectively. Like sometimes even with just Slokai with the hammering units is not enough to keep the boss at bay. However, now with Ushan, it doesn't matter if the boss have 4 charge action. The boss couldn't use it when it's constantly being knocked down. So that should be it for Ushan in PvE. So let's talk about how you should build this Ushan in PvP. So for PvP, let's use okay, what is the tanky pilot in EN right now? So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna say in EN right now, or in Unseen right now, if you would want to use Ushan, or if you want to use Ushan, is mostly because you don't have Shinkata Dragon, right? If you have Shinkata Dragon, Retrofit, you probably don't need to use Ushan. But let's say if you don't have Shinkata Dragon, and you want to use Ushan as a tank, right? Or for NC you want to for NC you want to use Meluru, Awaken. For EN though, it's a bit iffy. You know what? I'm gonna use Snow. I think actually, hold on, Snow might be better on the Snow might be better. Hold on, let me check what EN pilots have right now. So for Awakens, we have Riona. Oh, Riona could be a good one. Yeah, Riona could be a good one, I think. So I'm gonna just use Riona for now, because I couldn't think of a better one for now. So yeah. So let's use Riona. Well, where's Riona? So I'm gonna use Riona. Yeah, I'm gonna use Riona, and then let's go for the PvP build. So now for the PvP build, obviously you'll want to go for Chaser Stabilizer or Emergency Detach. I do think you kind of want. Okay, hold on. Let me just check real quick. Ooh, okay. Let me see. So no, not this one. Where is Lolo? Yeah, here's Lolo. Here we got hydraulics again in PvP. There's no reason to not use hydraulics in what's called in PvP setting, because hydraulic make you apply more action to give you basically the same thing for PvE, right? It give you more damage, it also give you more chances to apply debuff, and it also give you more iframes. So hydraulic, I think, is a top choice until this one came out. This one is just a better hydraulic, which you probably will want to use it for. Basically, this part replace hydraulic, but it's not out yet. So hydraulics, right? Hydraulics. Again, if you want to go for things like this, sure. But the thing is, again, transition core doesn't matter anymore, because everyone uses firm steel, and your attack usually couldn't go through like any attack buffs. Really doesn't do anything if the damage you're dealing is already capped at the firm steel. So hydraulic is still always the best, in my opinion. I guess you can also go for this one, but the thing is, most mecha nowadays uses force grab, so I don't think there's too much a reason to have non-force grab, to have a counter grab, unless you are fighting against narrow Rex. So hydraulic is always a top choice. Well, you can use this one as well. Yeah, you can use this one, but personally, hydraulics is what I would prefer. And now for the bullets. For the bullets, it can be both the ultra weight or it can be the absorb shell. Personally, I recommend the ultra weight because again, this ultra weight effect can be pretty good in PvP as well by knocking, by constantly knocking the enemies down, and thus again. Here are the okay, I don't know this, and I do think this might need you guys' confirmation. Again, iframe does not equate to immune to status effect. So if ultra lightweight can be applying a lot of status effect onto the enemy, this can be a pretty effective tool on just overall CCing the enemy team and making them pretty much a sitting duck against your team's Justice Magenta or your team's DPS for them to do maximum damage onto enemies. So personally, okay, well, I recommend using ultra weight, but if you want to be safer, you can also go for absorption shell. But I really think that using absorption shell is very wasteful. How do you say? It's very wasteful of everything that Ushan can do. I feel like, because you know what? I'm not even. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, you know what? Screw absorption shell. I would use ultra weight, even in PvP. But again, if you find yourself doing better with absorb shell, then by all means go for it. Now, for the support part, it's a bit iffy for me because Ushan, although it has pretty good final defense, but the thing is, as I said before, final defense itself cannot save you from everything, right? It cannot save you from everything, which is the same thing which is the same thing on Barbados as well. So this is the reason why I will actually go for emergency detach for what's it called for Ushan in PvP. And of course, since I'm going for emergency detach, I will want to use GA29 because you don't want your Ushan to be knocked down, because you want it to be applying more hits so you can be knocking your enemies down more, right? So, and for the coatings, you can go for liquid armor if you wish, and of course, depending on the meta, you can put on different kind of coats. I personally will still always go for tilted armor just because it is just so reliable in my opinion. But because I am using Riona, if you want to go crazier, you can even go for Baihu coat if you want. So the teammates can so the team can be focusing on Ushan. So, and plus Ushan does have a skill that when the enemy targets Ushan, they can get a certain debuff. So, but tilted armor is still the safest bet in my opinion. So, alright, and now for the pet, of course. Pet really depends on what you put on. For example, if you put on chassis stabilizer here, then you probably want to have something else, something that is not GA21. But if you have emergency detach, or if you have the emergency detach here, then you would definitely want GA29, unless you're using the special skill from the bot guy that can also stop you from being knocked down. But now I'm using the support skill. You can either use love or you can use this one, the Lola one, which is pretty good PvP skill into this meta too. So that should be pretty much it. Again, pet really depends on your co-pilots and your other builds. And your co-pilots will also depending on your pet and whatever you build. So again, build accordingly and accordingly to the meta as well. So, and depending on the team that you're fighting against. For example, if someone using four Himikos, right? If someone uses 4 Himikos, then you won't want to put on Fork. And if you do put on Fork, then you probably want to put on they probably want to put on oh my god, why does it take so long? Then you probably want to put on GM01, and and for the co-pilot scale, you'll want to use, why does it take so long? Hold on. And for the pet, you want to go for the bot guy, which which can be something that you also use. So yeah, so that should be pretty. I think this should be pretty much it for a PvP build, and I do think its role are pretty similar to, well, not too similar, but its role, well, is kind of similar to PvE as well, except in PvE it is a supporter, or yeah, that is a buffer and a CC unit, and sort of a tank that can keep your Ashima alive, right? Or that keep your Ashima or keep your Dai Slokai alive. In PvP, it is more of a tank, especially in early games, and a CC unit for you know, using your ultra, like using ultra light or the ultra weight handle. So but the thing is, one thing common is that right now Ushan has become a CC unit now. Just, you know, Ushan has become a from being the highest DPS in the game when it came out than PvE, to now it become like probably the best CC units, or not the best CC unit in PvE anymore, but a really good CC unit in PvP, and in both PvP and PvE, and also a good tank. I mean, it was already a good tank back then before, so yeah, that it kind of does retain that. So alright, so well, that should be enough for Ushan. And if you want to say, is there anything that can go against it? So to fight against Ushan, it's not that difficult, because what does Ushan have, right? It only have some final damage, or final damage reduction, which is, again, it's not that hard to deal with. It's just not that hard to deal with Ushan, which is the reason why, you know, most people who have a better tank than Ushan, for example, if they have Shinketa Dragon Retrofit, most people wouldn't use Ushan in PvP as a pet unless they really don't have any more units, because it's just a better tank than, you know, it's a better tank than Ushan, and you don't expect Ushan to do any damage because it just couldn't, kind of, you know, it's not its role anymore. So yeah, so Ushan is definitely pretty easy to counter against, but the thing is, you kind of just have to out tank it or just focus firing it or something like that. Anything that you can, or you have to, like, you have every weakness that every other mech has, right? So, or most other mecha has, because, you know, there are some mecha that doesn't have certain weakness. For example, Shinketa Dragon, it can stall 4v1 easily, especially in Ian's meta today. So, alright, so that should be enough for Ushan. Alright, so let's get into, so let me talk about the comments real quick. So, welcome Saya, welcome. Riz, hey you, hello, Kiwi, welcome. Ian's also using Shadow Hunt PvE as well. Yeah, definitely. Hello, use Funneling on Ushan Kai. Oh, alright, yeah, Funneling can probably use, or can probably be good on Ushan Kai. Actually, I'm not too sure, because, you know, it is time based, right? That was called like because the defense boost is time based, so, you know, who knows, right? Alright, so now let's get into and of course, you know, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing as well. Alright, so let's get into Brunhilde's build. I think I spent I only spent 30 minutes or about 40 minutes on Burn. It's not that long. Also let me change the music as well. Let me see. Alright, this one sounds pretty good for Bernhard, I do think. Oh, really? Can we Ushan tank? Ushan tank at this point really just, Ushan tank at this point really is just having a tanky pilot on. Like having a tanky, you know, pilot on. For example, using Riona on. Using any tanky pilots on, or just using tanky pilots on, you shouldn't go wrong. Riona, I do believe you can put on things like Alicia, you can probably put it on. What other tanky pilot you can put on? Or, you know, like maybe like Snake said, you know, Fengling can probably work too. Just to be honest, it's not that, how do you say, Ushan is not that picky about pilots, so you can honestly use most pilots that you have on it, but it's much better to just put on a tanky pilots on on Ushan. And also Ushan is also a tanky mecha, so or for Ushan you'll want to put a tanky pilot for tanky mecha, not a tanky mecha for glass cannon. For example, I think Snow will work pretty well on Ushan as well. However, I much prefer putting Snow on things that is more, how do you say, that is more fragile, I guess. Because it does have a revive, right? It does have a revive that is, from her second skill. So I'm much rather putting Snow on things like Fion, something that doesn't really have that much defensive capabilities. Ushan does have, Ushan is hard, right? Ushan is hard. It doesn't rely on gimmicks to stay alive. So you might as well make it even harder using pilots that also give you, the oomph, like the ones that just adds you, they add your final defense, adds your give you more health, give you this and that, right? The one that you want to take hits on, not the ones where you accidentally take a hit and you can, but you can still survive, kind of. I'm not really sure if you guys don't get what I mean, but if you guys don't know, just tell me again. I'll try to explain it more in detail. So, random music, I think it's a bit too loud. Is it still too loud? Is it still loud? Can I ask for recommendation? Who do you think is better, Fion, Shingetter Dragon? Shingetter Dragon Retrofit for sure. Definitely, yeah. Shingetter Dragon Retrofit is always it's still you can still even use it even to this day. Probably not anymore, but you can still kind of use it. So yeah, Shingetter Dragon, you kind of want it. Oh, Finally have final defense as well. Yeah, then I guess you can try Finally on in as well if you want to. So alright, so that should be it for Ushan. Let's go to Brunhilde. So Brunhilde, hold on. Let me go into its that is Ian thing real quick. So let's go into Alicia. Alright, make sure all is good. So Retrofit, let's get into Burn. Where's Burn? Where is Burn? Yeah, Shingetter Dragon Saga. It's definitely worth it. Hold on, where is Burn Retrofit? Where is Burn? Burn Retrofit. Here it is. So, Burn Retrofit LBL. It looks much cooler now in my opinion. So, oh my god, why is this so much? So, one of the most important changes that it kind of has is about its chassis. I don't know, okay, to be honest, if there are any changes on its unique abilities and its weaponaries is not that important because I think it is important because let me just double check first, yeah. Because if I remember correctly, it didn't get much change. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it doesn't get any new actions. Yeah, it doesn't get any new actions, but the new chassis that it got are pretty freaking broken, especially if you don't have the latest PVE, especially if you don't have the latest DPS, the latest PVE DPS mecha that today. So, and as a free to play, this unit can be your best DPS in PVE especially. So once every 5 seconds release area attack center target, just additional damage, is pretty good. And for every additional ally targeting the shared targets with Brunhilde LBL, final damage dealt plus 12%, and it can be stacked. Now, why is this insane? Because in normal PVE, right, is 4 units versus 1. So 4 times 12, that's like 48% final damage. Look, you put anything, you put like, yeah, like 48% final damage increase. That's kind of insane. That's like, is there anything that gains more final attack than that for now? So yeah, 48% final damage increase. It's just giving out for freak. That pretty much, like, I couldn't find a way to describe it, because, like, even Lyoma's, the active skill only gives it about 30%. I think Nazumi also only give about 30%, or like the 30% or something. Most skill don't give it over, don't give you more than 30% final damage increase. But Brunhilde just give you a straight up 48% something. Maybe it's a little bit less, but it's just the skill alone. It kind of, I don't know how to say. It's just it's OP. It's just OP in PVE. It will do huge damage in PVE. Of course, because it does have some, it does have some kind of outdated actions and stuff like that compared to some unit nowadays, right? So it can lack a little bit on that department. But if you don't have some recent mecha such as Rebellion, right? And the only reason Rebellion is even better is because, you have the gimmicks that, that every time you switch weapon, it will gain, 1.2%, or that it will times its attack by 1.2. And it also couldn't do more than, than Livatin, because Livatin have so much hits and can proc so much damage that pretty much doesn't really even need final damage increase anymore. It can just do so much hit to do more damage. So, but the thing is, for Burn, it's just straight up final damage, and I do think it is. I do think it is comparable to Miko, if not stronger, in my opinion. But of course, you guys do need to check it as well. Don't take my words on it. But just know, 48% final damage dealt, freaking broken. And that's really all you really need to know about this new Retrofit. And it kind of, like, one reason why it is parallel, because it did get some pretty, I want to say it's a bad downgrade, because at this point that her first chances is not that great anymore. So basically, it kind of trade off its CC abilities, which is pretty much only immune to freeze, which kind of sucks, right? That which kind of sucks. So it doesn't really matter, to final damage increase. But so you know what? Yeah, just LBL all the way. LBL all the way. So, which is the reason why for my builds, you kind of just, it's pretty straightforward. Just stack more final, stack more final the final attack. So obviously for the core, you'll want to use, isn't it? Wait, that's in a 3 because 3 other. Oh, true. Yeah, 36%. My bad. Yeah, my bad. I didn't. Yeah, I counted burn as well. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, only 36%. My bad. I believe, yeah. Yeah, my bad. But still, 36%. That's still pretty high. I don't think there's much skills that can go over that. I think Greta only give you about 34% if I'm correctly. So yeah, pretty broken. So rebellion. Stack with perfect. Oh, I see. Well, it doesn't matter if it doesn't stack, because you want, or again, that is if you don't have the latest DPS mecha, that is Rebellion or Livatin, right? So if you don't have those mecha, then obviously your best choice would be Burn. And because of that, just your usual DPS and your usual final damage dealt build. That is Machine Core, Hyper Beam, I think it is how it's called. And of course the Fist for even more melee damage. Or depending on the boss, you can use Firm Steel versus Tuning Fork. And of course, you if you don't have the latest top DPS mecha, you probably will be using it on you know, like you probably will be using it on Linda. So you will kind of want to use Baikuko for it. And even if you don't use it on Linda, you'll probably be using it on, let's say, Elaine Awaken, right? If you use it on Elaine Awaken, you also want to use kind of the Baikuko. So, but I do think it only adds defense for the melee, but I do think it does increase the stats, so it still kind of increases damage a little bit more. So. And of course, for the pet, you want to go for the Bison or the Benson, I think. Yeah, definitely. Just for even more final damage. Yeah, for even more final damage. And if you're using Linda, obviously there's no better choice than Hongwu. Just more, you know, speed up the action, make you do even more damage in a shorter amount of time. So. And don't even bother using Burn in PvP because it doesn't really do crap in PvP nowadays. You're lucky, like just don't. You won't get lucky with this unit if you try to use it. The only time, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't bother using Burn in PvP because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. If you have enough resources to get LBL, you probably have good enough PvP units already. Like much stronger PvP units than Burn. And plus, there's already free-to-play ones, such as the Nero Rex, and maybe like what's it called? What's that? Oh yeah, the Ultra Constructioner or something like that. Yeah, and not even in Apex. I wouldn't even use this unit in Apex unless it is on your throwaway team, because usually, or especially if you're in a top level, right? If you're in a top level, the outdated mecha on their, or the outdated units on their throwaway team can already be better than your Burn. So kind of, which is the reason why I do think that it is a parallel Retrofit compared to just being a second Retrofit kind of. So I'm not sure if this is but however, even though I would recommend using it in PvE than PvP, it should be pretty good in Dimension Odyssey. So if you do decide to get multiple copy of Burn, it might not be a bad thing, because Burn is pretty good in PvE. And if you lack units, then maybe if you lack units and you have additional resources, so you can get more Burn. But the thing is, actually no. If you have additional resources, I would recommend farming Deerstalker instead. Yeah, getting Deerstalker instead will be much better, because Deerstalker Retrofit, the Rosetta one, can be kind of used in PvP a little bit. So yeah, so definitely, yeah, you know what? Just get one. Just if you want it, just get one. Just get one, unless you are rich in, I don't know, the farming materials. So, and for the pilots, just use DPS pilots. Same with Corporate Scout, DPS Corporate Scout, and Kiwi said it doesn't stack with Professionalism, so keep that in mind. It might not stack with Professionalism, but again, the bug might be fixed in the future, so it's up to you guys to test if it actually works or not. And your DPS units can be the ones such as again, this is all in PvE. Don't use Burn in PvP. You can use Becca's, you can use Linda, you can use Natsumi, you can use Elaine, you can use I think that's it for the DPS pilots. I wouldn't recommend Elaine unless it is your absolutely last choice. I will still stick with Linda, Becca's, and maybe even Natsumi kind of. So yeah, Linda first, Becca's, Natsumi, and if you're desperate, then you can use Elaine. And if you're even more desperate, you can probably use things like Ryoma or some other DPS pilot in the game that has proven to be pretty good in PvE. So alright, so that should be it about Burn. So yeah, I I hope this has been pretty informative. Again, if you have any more questions, definitely ask me. And now I'm gonna be answering some questions in the chat. Got a question. Shingen Dragon or Bow Dragon? Yeah, Shingen Dragon. Yeah. Sally. Yeah. Burn. Yeah. True. Yeah. Isn't. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. My bad about that. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be cutting that up as well. Rebellion is just an angry teenager. Or Rebellion just teenager. Just want to collapse what I think. Oh, okay. Alright, so now let's get into Let's get into the Pirates Awaken for Alicia and Elaine. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, burn. Oh, and just as a joke, if you guys want to know how to deal with burn, just you don't need to. You don't need to deal with burn, because if someone dare to use burn in PvP, it's gonna self-destruct. So it's literally gonna self-destruct. So alright, so now let's do the Pirates Awaken for Alicia and Elaine. So let's do Alicia first. Alicia is actually the one that I got the most question about, because everyone already knows how strong everyone already knows how strong Elaine is, but not many people knows about how strong Alicia is, which I'll get into. So does the upcoming mech on Ian worth it? It's good, but it's not necessary. It's not needed. It's a really good mecha. It's a really good mecha for PvP, but it's not necessary to get it. Because how do you say? It's okay. It's strong, right? It's strong, but I don't know. It doesn't have enough oomph. Like it's strong, but it's no act. It's no Shingeki Dragon. It's no Shingeki Dragon Retrofit. It's no Ushan or something like that. It's no, it's not the top ones. It's just a replacement for your, like, I don't know, it's just replacement for your, say, it's replacement for your, like, UMR, kind of, yeah. It's your replacement for UMR, is your replacement for maybe even, I mean, Fion is still pretty good, because, Fion can do the damage, but, yeah, I would say they can kind of replace UMR. Again, it's not needed, right? You're not gonna be losing against, you're not gonna be losing against, the Israfel if you already have things like Shadow Hunt, like, Fion, Shingeki Dragon, and even or something like, even Himiko. So, like, you're not gonna lose against them. However, you will lose against Israfel if you will lose against Israfel if your whole team is using mecha that is like 7-star or 6-star, because that's what Israfel is pretty good at. Is it makes all of your unit, like, it makes all your unit that isn't 4-star does tiny bitty little damage. So so yeah, definitely look on that, I guess. Hold on. Where's Alicia? Alicia. So I'm still 5 seconds sure. Kind of, yeah. If you wanna annoy people in range arena, then then I think that can be pretty fun as well, because it is considered a long range unit for some reason, even though it kind of does a lot of melee. So, alright, so Alicia, let's get into its awakening skill. So let's talk about its pre. So one thing said that is about you, Alicia. You pretty much need 9-star Alicia. Wait, no, you pretty much need 9-star Israfel, because how do you say, her, like, the Israfel wouldn't be as strong if, or wouldn't almost be even usable if not for 9 stars. So it is a tall order, especially when it is a PvP focused. It is a PvP focused mecha. It can be pretty. Yeah, it can be pretty. Like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend, especially new players. I would not recommend them to roll Israfel because it's expensive. It's only worth it in PvP. In PvE, it's. I guess you can use it as a tank, kind of, sort of, maybe, or like a safe carrier, but that's about it, honestly. Man, I haven't seen anyone use the Israfel in PvP anyway, so, or the PvE anyway, so, yeah, that was gonna be the useful in PvE, than PvE, so. Alright, so for Alicia, when she came out, she was already like a mediocre pilot, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't see too much use for Alicia. I mean, her skill does look pretty cool, being, having faith, having noble abrogation, and of course having elegance that can regenerate HP in a long time. But in today's meta, she is nothing, pretty much. Her old skill. But now with her new skill is kind of now she's kind of interesting, right? When she came out in NC, NCJP, I believe she is kind of useful a little bit, but she isn't always, or yeah, she never stayed popular for long, if at all. Like, she saw uses, but not, how do you say, but not, it's not meta, is how I should say, I guess. Like, she have never able to topple, the top 4, that the top Awaken pilots. However, she can be extremely useful on certain mecha, and of course on certain mecha, and on certain, or against certain mecha, or yeah. So she can be pretty useful on certain mecha, and she can also be very useful on against certain meta or certain setups. So for her first skill, OLS gains immunity to all damage for 2 seconds, while increase OLS shield duration and shield durabilities by, I think, by 30%. So, as just by seeing the first skill, you guys can see what gimmicks that she had. She can provide shield, or you can probably guess that she has skills that provide shield and provides just support for all of her teammates. And her active skill is kind of just there to increase that, which I probably shouldn't have started with the active skill. But let's start from, let's just go in order. So, alright, so but that's her first skill is not too bad, but it's not necessary. Like, this is a skill that we'll kind of skip on because I wouldn't say this skill would really be that much would really impact that much in a battle. So. Second skill, Nobility, activate upon receiving 10 damage hit, recover 2% HP per second, and increase self melee and defense stat by 30% for 5 seconds. Min interval 6 seconds. So, a pretty amazing sustainable skill, and getting 10 hits might sound like a tall order because that if you take, it sounds like you'll be taking a lot of hits before you can do that. However, just know every move into this meta is pretty much multi-hits. So sometimes maybe one swing on Alicia can already trigger the skill, therefore regenerate a good amount of HP. A good amount of HP, especially depending on what she's piloting. There are people using her on Mazin Kaiser when she, or Mazin Kaiser Retrofits. So when she take 10 more harm. So when she take 10 hits, she will heal 2% every second, and 2% on HP built for Shingeter, or for Mazin Kaiser. That's a lot of HP. That is a lot of HP heal per second. So it can be pretty strong depending on the mecha, especially if the mecha have a lot of HP, basically. So And of course, you know, the increased melee and defense stat, but that doesn't really matter. So this skill is definitely pretty good. But I do think this is a little bit more, how do you say, like a little bit more mecha dependent, and so far I have only seen it being really good on Mazin Kaiser and not much else that I haven't seen. So, but it's still good to have like a skill that can do some kind of good sustainability. So not too bad, yeah, not too bad at all. And also, as you can see, it heals per second. What does that mean? That means it cannot be debuffed by the skill that will reduce heal or that will reduce heal effects. So this skill is safe from, you know, basically this skill will always heal you 10% HP after the 5 seconds is done because it will not be debuffed. So not bad at all. And then now let's talk about its third skill, which is probably her most important skill. So HP plus 22% HP plus 30%. As you can see, she can be pretty good. Amazing Kaiser, especially in the Apex, because you know combined with this plus 30% HP, you know, as well as her, you know, that's gonna skill. But so plus 30% HP and grants immunity by damage dealt and grants immunity to damage dealt by clones and summon units. Can be pretty strong against or how do you say? Can be pretty good against but the thing is, it doesn't really show your teammate for being attacked for that. But still, a really good skill for that against users. And the most important one is, of course, once every 10 seconds, Alicia creates a shield of 1,600 HP for every ally. Now, this skill is really strong because in NC and JP meta now, ranged meta has been coming back slowly. Well, not slowly. It's coming back. It's hitting the whole meta like a truck. So it just came in, disrupted this whole meta things, and just just mix everything up. And now Alicia comes in with this new with the shield skill that can apply shield for everyone. And this skill can be pretty useful because it prevents, it prevents all of your teammates from being just wiped out instantly by the enemy's range units. So this skill, after Dream Guardian, after some range meta has came out that is afraid of shield, this skill suddenly become, this skill is already pretty good. Creating a shield for for everyone on the team is not bad already. But now, because the range meta is coming back, of course it's not back in EN yet, but I do think this skill can still be pretty good against, stopping some small bullets from hitting you by Justice Magenta, or if someone is still using things like, I don't know, the Hurriesburger maybe, that can do something about that. But just saying, this skill, is already is pretty good in NC and JP right now, and I do think this skill can also be pretty useful in EN meta. So, but if you have, but I wouldn't recommend you the Awakening the Alicia compared to some other planets, which I will get into later as well. Now for her last skill, basically, oh my god, it's kind of long. Activate upon melee attack hitting the targets, grants final defense 5% permanently and 50% debuff resistance stack up to 5 times. And of course, activate upon range attack hits the targets, attack plus 30%, and mental growth 3 seconds. Yeah, attack plus 30% while creating a shield for cell of 2000 HP. So, pretty good skill, yeah. The pretty good skill to have again. Final defense calculate after firm steal. So any final defense in PvE or any final defense in PvP is good. And of course, the debuff resistance is also nice. However, debuff resistance doesn't really matter anymore, especially when enemies Zulong can just strip you out of all of your debuff resistance. So it doesn't really matter. Or so that is good, but it's not as useful as final defense. And of course, for the attack one, it's fine, but the attack one again, attack calculates before firm steel, so it doesn't matter if you can do 10,000 damage. It will always stop by firm steel. However, it does create a shield by itself, so it kind of it has a sustainable shield, which can be pretty good depending on the meta and depending on the mecha that you fight against. If you're fighting against a lot of Justice Magentas, you're gonna stop 40% of the damage from its range attacks. So it could be pretty useful on those situations. So yeah, Alicia, how do I say it? She is definitely mediocre, like a pretty mediocre mecha, or a pretty mediocre pilot that I wouldn't recommend awakening her unless you already have all of the better that went out already. And of course, if you do want to use her, or if you do decide to awaken her, she's definitely very, very, very useful. But in EN right now, she's probably not as useful as she could be. But you can still use her in Apex, for example, putting her on Mazin Kaiser for her to basically just get so much HP and get so much regenerations. So definitely a good pilot on certain mecha, and of course in the future it can be a really good unit to go against, to prevent your units from being instantly killed by all the range units. So I would say that's it about Alicia. Definitely a good upgrade from her. Definitely amazing upgrade from her original. So and what's it called? And how do you say? Hold on, yeah. I wanna see Ian Awaken real quick. Let's just say, compared to some other units, first of all, obviously you wanna get Elaine, Linda, Slowkai, maybe even Snow, Snow, Natsumi, maybe even Becca's are better to awaken first compared to Alicia. That's in my opinion, right? In my opinion, well, probably not Becca's, because Becca's, I think to a point it became more basic, and well, Alicia can still prevent your team from being wiped out. But it's definitely not my first choice on awakening. However, if you do like Alicia, I do think awakening her can be pretty good. Yeah, true. Yeah, it doesn't have too much gimmicks anymore. So yeah, for sure. Protects her whole team. Yeah, it's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. So, alright, so that should be it about Alicia, I think. Let's go into Elaine, which is probably one of the most hyped Awaken pilot recently, I think. So, and for Alicia's mecha, right? You definitely want to put her on. As I said before, I highly recommend putting her on a mecha that have high HP, because with high HP, her second skill can benefit from that more. And what else? And also put her on a pilot, and put her on a mecha that probably shouldn't be the first one to die, because you want her to stay alive to apply shields onto your teammates. So I would say, if you don't have a better pilots for Shinken the Dragon, maybe you can put her on. However, you probably want to put someone else on Shinken the Dragon instead. It'll be much more worth it. But just a thought, right? Just a thought. Just put her on a mecha that have a lot of health and that can tank a lot. That wouldn't be the first one to die. That would be my advice. I couldn't think of one that right now aside from Mazin Kaiser, but because she's just that good on the Mazin Kaiser, right? She's a top pick for Mazin Kaiser after I think she is the top pick for Mazin Kaiser still in Apex Arena. So definitely not bad at all. But again, just like when she came out, she isn't used that much, aside from in some niche teams, in some niche setups. Where's Elaine? Oh, here's Elaine. Thanks, son. Elaine best mecha right now is just yeah, which I'll get into that as well. Which I'll get into on why Elaine is so good on. I tried her for a while. She's decent, and she's going to decent, and I'm not gonna yeah, for sure. Next set is more make Byron more dangerous. Thank for the opinion. Yeah, I'll wait for Chris to call that one. We're just serving alongside. I made it, Malaya. Yeah, Malaya, welcome. Malaya, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Alright, so now for Elaine Awaken. So let's go on to her. No worries. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, all good. Alright, so now for Elaine Awaken. Elaine Awaken back then by itself is already a pretty strong mecha. Oh, it's already strong. Oh my god, why am I saying mecha? It's already a pretty strong pilots, because first of all, she have firm steel. She have firm steel by itself. She have fire at will, which can be pretty good in PVE with some team setups. She have concentration that plus 100% attack for the first weapon, which is again pretty good in PVE. And of course the swap weapon in action, and all attribute by 20%. That can also be pretty useful in both PvP and PvE as well. So she's already a pretty good pilot in like by itself. It's a bit outdated, but still pretty good. However, now with Awaken, she has become godly. She is just super strong, basically. Alright, so first, Combat Instinct. Her active skill, heal 30% HP immediately. Heal 30% HP immediately and recover action CD by 30%. When piloting a melee mecha, it will increase, or her defense and melee stat will also be increased by 30%. And when she's piloting a mid to long range mecha, attack will increase by 30%, and I will assume her evasiveness or her reaction and her range will also increase by 30%. So here's the reason why she is pretty good on Justice Magenta, because Justice Magenta is a mid-range. Now, because once she pilots a mid-range, she will gain the 30% attack increase, which makes pretty much this skill perfect on Justice Magenta, because Justice Magenta is a mid-range. It will gain 30% buff. Of course, her range stats will also be increased. So yeah, well, that's one reason why Justice Magenta is good on her. So yeah, so first of all, the first skill is already pretty strong. Let's see what her second skill is. So her second skill, for every non-melee weapons, reduce final damage received by 6% for every action, for every non-melee weapon, reduce the final damage received by 6%, which is pretty awesome. Again, anything to do with final damage reduction or final damage defense are pretty good. And of course, we also have for every action of the piloting units, increases final damage dealt by 3%. Now, that's kind of insane, right? Let's take a look at Justice Magenta, right? Let's take a look at Justice Magenta. I don't have Justice Magenta right now. Is there Justice Magenta here right now? You know what? I'll use my NC one. So let's take a look at Justice Magenta. So Justice Magenta, where is it? Where's JM? Where's JM? So let's go to Justice Magenta real quick. So let's see how much action she has. 1, 2, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8. That's hold on. Well, what did I make? 24, right? Hold on. Yeah, 24. That's 24% final damage increase. That's really high. So, Chaos Insurance. It's gonna iframe trainer. Yeah, I see, yeah. And of course, look how many non-melee, weapons Justice Magenta also has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 times 6% of final damage reduction that it would take. So there's a reason why, there's a reason why just Magenta is so good on or is so useful on, or is so useful pairing with Elaine Awaken, because the skill complement with each other. The skill complement with each other. And now let's take a look at Dante, right? Dante is a huge beast. Look how many actually it has. I don't even want to calculate how much final damage increase that if you pair this with Elaine would have, but that's gonna give that's gonna give Elaine a huge final damage buff if Elaine were to be paired with a thing with let me get her real quick. If she will be paired with what's it called, with her, pretty much. Sorry, I'm trying to find her again, but I don't know where she is. Standard log. Let me see. Elaine, where's Elaine? I think I'm blind. I couldn't see Elaine. I couldn't find Elaine. Oh, here it is. So, yeah, and of course, the bullet ballet also means that JFK. Not actually, yeah. And of course, for her second skill, the first one doesn't really matter in PvE. It's only the second one that matters in PvE. Yeah, it's only the second one that matters in PvE. So, so basically, in PvE, as long as the mecha has a lot of actions, you should be fine. But the thing is, I want to stop and check in on the stream. I'll be back soon. Okay, yeah, thank you, Laya, thank you, thank you. Welcome, yeah, thanks so much for coming. So, yeah, and of course, oh, well, actually, on the opposite end, her her final, on her opposite hand, her final damage dealt doesn't really matter in PvP or the PvP, because final damage dealt calculates before firm steel for some reason. It's only final damage value that is calculated after firm steel. So in PvP, it will be the first one that matters the most. That is, the final damage reduction, which just as much intel will be pretty good for that as well. So yeah. But this skill alone already makes Elaine top tier in PvE, and usable in PvP, So, and of course, and her new third skill, pretty much, basically when nearby enemy, when there's an enemy nearby, defense increased by 40% briefly, and gain temporary 80%, and briefly, or plus 40% defense briefly, and gains a temporary 80% debuff resistance. And when there's an ally nearby, attack increases by 40% briefly, and the scale resets every, I think, 7 seconds, or every 2 seconds. Now, this skill is good, however, is too situational. Therefore, most people still use her old skill, that is a firm steel, because firm steel will prevent you from being just one-shotted, right? So, again, it's a good skill, but most people would just use firm steel. And even in PvE setting, even though the plus 40% attack is good, what are the chances of there's an ally nearby, especially when she's piloting just as magenta? Probably most of the time, but the thing is, it's not all the time, right? So, which is the reason why in PvE I will still use the third skill, but in PvP I will always put tendency on, so I can put the armor to be tuning for, or to be something else to increase her survivability even more. So just give her more options. And now for her fourth skill, increase the pilot's all stat by 20 every second, every second up to 20 times, and upon max stats, increase self action cooldown recovery speed, as well as action switch and weapon switch and action responsiveness by 20%. Again, a pretty great skill that you pretty much you pretty much want it for both PvP and PvE because, again, the stats actually can play a role in your in overall defense and your offensive abilities because they do calculate, they do increase your defense, your final defense, and of course your final attack, and of course having your action CD cooldown recovery speed increased by 20%. That's good in pretty much in everything in both PvP and PvE. And you can also do that faster between all those actions. So it's pretty awesome. It's also a must-have skill. It's also a must-max skill that you will want on Elaine for both PvP and PvE. So, alright. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure you guys can see how strong Elaine Awaken is. She is a pilot. She is a Awaken pilot that is good in both PvP and PvE, godly in PvE, and usable in PvP. From all of her skill that she can use, or with her tendency, with her final damage reduction. She is a little bit basic, I will have to say, in PvP, because she really just have tendency, which honestly is already good enough, and of course the final damage reductions. She doesn't really have any other gimmicks that can really help her on surviving, but honestly I don't think that matters anymore, or I don't think that matters that much, especially when you already have a tendency on it. So. And what's the con? So yeah, if anyone wonder if you don't know what to awaken, right? Then awaken Elaine. You will not go wrong. You will just not go wrong with Elaine. The only downside I can see for Elaine is it can be a little bit harder to manage, I should say. For example, because you will be switching your skill between tendency and this one, depending on depending if you want to use it in PvP and PvE, right? And you will also be putting her on. I mean, you probably be putting her on just magenta, but sometimes especially if you don't have just magenta, you probably will be using her on different mecha, right? So I do think she can be a little bit harder to manage, but if you can get that down, I struggle to see weaknesses for not awakening Elaine. So Elaine right now has been a little bit outdated, not because she is not strong enough, but because the new thing that came out are too strong. So yeah, but she is also very strong, just saying. So yeah, and you can use her as a DPS even now in NC and JP. You wouldn't go wrong. So yeah, that you still wouldn't go wrong. And of course, oh, I actually didn't see the orders. Okay, I'm gonna tell about that one. I'm gonna talk about both pilots order after I finish about everything. So, and yeah, so for PvP right now, for Elaine, I will definitely go for just magenta. I might go for let's see. I might go for. I could probably go for Ushan if you want to, because again, it does reduce fire damage dealt, right? Maybe even Barbatos, maybe even Barbatos actually. Barbatos. Again, because she. Oh, actually, no. Keep in mind, check if those mecha have a lot of range units, right? Or have a lot of non-melee weapons. If they do, then I think she can be a pretty good unit, or she can be a pretty good pilot on those mecha. So yeah, actually yeah, just look at if they have more than 4 or 5 non-melee weapons. If they have more than 4 or 5 non-melee weapons, or even 3, I think Elaine could be pretty good on that mecha. But the thing is, right, that you might think, oh, then how do I put it on a range? I wouldn't suggest doing that, because range mecha nowadays, or the one that we know of, is not that great at all anymore. It just doesn't do more damage than freaking like a Shadow Hunt tank build. So wouldn't recommend using any range with like Elaine until Dream Guardian or some other better range unit can come out. So for now, I will probably just go for just magenta. Yeah, you won't go wrong with just magenta. So yeah, it should be good. Alright, so And for PVE, I've been using her for a long time. You know, in PVE also, also Joseph Magenta will work obviously because look how many action she has, or look how many action Joseph Magenta has. And honestly, you can just put her on any single DPS unit. Like for example, right? If you don't have Marshall, right? If you don't have Marshall, you can use Linda on Rebellion with the co-pilot skill that is Hongu, and you can put Elaine on Dante that can give her so many amount of final damage increase, along with the final damage increase parts, and just for her as a second, and she's being there as another damage dealer. So it's interchangeable. Again, Elaine is still usable. It's just because I got Marshall, I might as well use Marshall, who is better, so, I guess. So, but by all means, Elaine is not outdated yet. By all means, I mean you can say she's outdated because Marshall, Marshall is better now. But how many people have Marshall, right? How many people have Marshall, and how many people are willing to roll for Marshall? Just for PvP, right? Especially when you don't need it exactly, even though it is pretty good. So maybe, maybe everyone will get Marshall. So yeah, that should be okay. So that should be everything about Elaine. For both PvP and PvE. Again, highly recommended. So alright, so let me read some comments. Let me read some comments. I think I definitely missed some. So intro on SDG, it was but it wasn't as potential as oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. See, all the things I talked about, you guys had to test out on your own because every meta, there's different things on every single meta. So it's up to you for you to decide, what is the best, what is the best kind of. What is the best setup, what is the best builds, what is the best team setup. And don't rely on what I tell you, because again, every time is different. I will lay out everything that I've seen before, that I know of, but it's not guaranteed that it will work. So Hydra is outdated, yeah, Hydra is pretty outdated. You might also use, Moray still have some uses, especially so. Well, what pet do I usually put on Ushan Kai, and what's the parts that you use on it? So I'm gonna go on to Ushan real quick. So for Ushan, right? For Ushan. So for PvP or PvE. So for PvP, right? Or for PvE, right? This is what I'll go with. So I'm just gonna replace this with what's called with Alicia. This is what I'll go with for PvE, right? And for PvP, I will obviously go with something like this. Something like this is what I'll go with. Anti-knockdown somewhere, firm steal somewhere, and emergency D-patch somewhere. So, alright, so, well, before we get too much off track, let me tell you guys about the skill order for both Alicia as well as for Alicia and for Elaine. So for Alicia, her competitive skill I would definitely go for 3, 2, 4, 1. Yeah, 3, 2, 4. No, 3. So skill 3 first, the shield one first, then the second one, the regenerative one first, or the regenerative one second, and then we're gonna go for the fourth one, which is the one that can give herself the shield as a fourth one, and then the last one being the active skill. So yeah, 2 or 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, or you can just say we skip the fourth skill, or we skip the first skill, because for the first skill is only one that will be skipping, that we will be skipping out, right? So, and now for Elaine, So Elaine. So for Elaine, what I'll go with is obviously 2, 4, 1, 3. The reason why I go for that is because personally, I don't want to keep on switching it between, you know, PvP and PvE, right? So I just want to have a set amount, because in my opinion, firm steel, you don't need firm steel to be at max level. You know, like you don't need it to be at exactly 3%, for it to already do its job, right? So, because it's just there to prevent you from instantly dying. So I would skip out on that 1.few% of the, you know, like, okay, so it's 4.1%, you know, I would skip on the 1.5%, the 1.1% of the extra damage that you would took from getting hit on the firm steel, then, you know, then lowering my, you know, final damage, lowering my offensive skill for, you know, for the sake of more survivability in PvE than PvE. So I would actually skip out on skill 3. And plus, for the skill 3, right, even the new skill 3 is pretty situational. So I will skip out on skill 3. So again, it will be 2, 4, 1, 3. So 2 first, 4 first, 2 first, 4 second, 1 third, and lastly we'll skip out on the 4th skill. Or we'll skip out on a 3rd skill. Jesus Christ. Alright, so that should be it for the skill order. I do believe I talked about everything now, so yeah. Alright, so let me ask Riona, what pilot do you... Riona. Right, yeah, Riona definitely works as well, yeah, Riona. Because Riona have a skill that can, you know, that can attract, you know, the aggro, and, you know, Ushan also have a skill that can, you know, debuff the enemy if they are, you know, if they're looking at, or if they're targeting Ushan, so. Which can be pretty helpful for your teammates, because, you know, your teammates can be attacking Ushan, or can be attacking their teammates at that time. So, but yeah, I think that should be pretty good on most of the things. I guess, again, if you guys have any questions, please ask me. I'll do my best to answer all of them. So. Alright, is there anything else I need to do today? Alright, so let's talk about Israfel, right? Israfel. So, people asking about Israfel, so let's get into Israfel. Pretty much Israfel, well, I will make another live stream on Israfel when it came out, but for now, you know, I'm just gonna talk about it for now. So Israfel, where is it? Here. So Israfel, again, I think we talked about it before, it's one of the most controversial mecha that have ever came out, because, you know, that people thought, oh my god, now we only need to pull for 9-star. But in the end, you really don't need to, because Israfel didn't stay in meta for that long. So, if you're someone who uses a lot of 7-star, yeah, if you're someone who's using a lot of 7-star, right, or a lot of 6-star, because you don't want to roll for, you know, the max unit, or if you're splitting 2 units into one 7-star and one 6-star, then you guys might be in trouble. But if not, I do think you guys shouldn't be posed too much of a threat. She'll be as annoying as things like Fion, like Shinken the Dragon, or I think she'll even be less annoying than those units. So just saying. Yeah, but again, I don't know how EM meta will come to. Maybe she'll become the best, you know, mecha in EM, I don't know. But just, you know, back in NC and JP meta, she didn't make it too big of an impact. So, yeah. And I guess you can use Elaine on, actually no, yeah. Yeah, I think you use Elaine on this unit. I think she can probably, I think Israfel might actually work, I don't know. So, yeah. Israfel. Alright, well, I think I got everything done today. For the rest of the time, I'm just gonna be rolling some mecha, so, hopefully it is sort of a show. So let's start rolling. What kind of meta was Israfel use when she was relevant for a few weeks. Well, I think she was relevant for a few months, and yeah, for quite a few months actually. Again, she is really good against teams that, for example, Ushan, right? Ushan usable at 6, as 7-star, kind of 7, 8-star or something like that. But if you use Ushan as 6 or 7, as 7 or 8-star, then Ushan will just not do much damage at all because, how do you say? Because, the Israel just strip all of her, like, all of their final damage, right? And one of the bigger example is Justice Magenta. There's so many players that split their Justice Magenta into 7 stars. Now, that means your Justice Magenta might start not doing as much damage as it used to be if the enemy are using a 9-star Israel. So yeah, it's mainly to go against those players who doesn't well hard enough, pretty much. Yeah, literally. It's literally to go against players that doesn't well hard enough. That doesn't well your mecha to 9-star, which again everyone's think that it is very scummy, but I think they got a memo, so some future mecha later on actually don't need the Acer anymore. And I think it kind of also give Israel like a place, because if all the mecha doesn't matter, or if all the mecha is still usable as 7-star, then if you do decide to use Israel, then you can still kind of strip down their final damage. Even though some of the mecha now, right? Some of the mecha now, let's just say, it's not gonna be enough for Israel to make you not do damage. So, just saying. So yeah, just saying. But at least in EM meta now, especially if someone using like a 7-star Fion or a 7-star Justice Magenta or a 7-star Shadowhunt, it can put them at a disadvantage. So yeah, but I do have to say that from my understanding, the effect isn't, even though it is good against those, the effect is still isn't that prevalent, because again, how do you say it, it's a lot of final damage reduction, right? However, just that might not be enough to keep your unit from being, killed in one grab, right? So, because, as long as they hit enough time, as long as they did enough damage, it doesn't matter if you get stripped down by say, 30%, it's still gonna, kill you with that 70% of damage. So, yeah, it's just, they will be at a disadvantage if they do decide to use 7 stars. Alright, so let's roll some units. So, for the things. Alright. Let's see. Let's see what I get. Let's see if I can get another Lilith. Lilith, never mind. Sad, huge sad. Alright, let's get some like Horus. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me now. Oh snap! Also, she's huge! She's huge! Oh my gosh, she's huge! Oh, that's one. Awesome! Awesome! Pretty good. Wow, Streamer's Luck. Streamer's Luck, is it? Alright, let's edit some of the, or this match or something. Alright, can I roll again? Awesome. Alright, let's go again. Let's see what I got. We're gonna switch to music as well. Lucky. Oh, the Archon, welcome. I saw you text in the beginning. Thank you so much. Alright. Don't think you're gonna get it now. Yep. Nope. None of it. Cool. It's fine. Yeah, Lucky, thank you. I believe it's huge though, right? I think, if I remember correctly. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? By stabbing the... There's in the pressure... Yeah, stabbing the pressure star in the face. Okay, so hold on. Let me dismantle again. And then let me dismantle some other ones as well. So let's let me go to S and SS. And let me dismantle some of the units here. And I'll go roll again. Dismantle. Dismantle. Awesome! Alright, once again. Let's go! Alright, so now I'm gonna use my gems now. Hold on. I'm gonna weld real quick. Just a little bit. Hold on, where is it? I'm gonna be getting the daily ones. Okay, so again, for those who don't know, this one is pretty good because, actually, I don't know. But as far as I know, right, this should be the better deal because it is technically, $1 kind of one. Actually, never mind. I don't think it is anymore. Yeah, I think they did increase the price of it, so it's kind of sad. But whatever. Still fine. Just get some for now, and then let's Alright, so now I should have another 10 roll. Like chorus, here I come. Alright, let's see what I got. I got scared for a second. Alright, come on, come on. Nope, nothing. Oh my god, that also scared me for a little bit. Why am I getting so much as... Oh wow, okay, wait, that's... Hold on, that's 30 roll for 2 though. That's 30 roll for 2. Holy crap, that's 30 rolls for 2. Okay. Not bad at all. Okay, maybe I should save some... Maybe I should save some for the... Yeah, maybe I should save some for the collab. I probably should save some for the... save some for the collab. You know, I kind of want to do it again then. Hold on. I got so much SSS as well, so much alloys too. Maybe I should roll on... Okay, hold on. How many do I need? Okay, let's... I think I need A-star, I think I need A-star, A-star for the, what's it called? Alright, interesting, okay. Okay, so, let me grab me somewhere. So, I'm just gonna use Becca's, and I'm gonna go for... Where is it? Here it is, right? Here it is. Oh no, not here. There you go. Jesus Christ, so huge! It's taking the whole... It's taking the whole part, so... Like chorus, right? Like chorus. So, let's see. Let's upgrade like chorus to the max, and let's see what we need. Alright, so 1. So obviously we need actions, obviously. Weapons, we probably definitely need that as well. So we need one more copy. We can get one from the thing. And we definitely need the Gacha. So yeah, A-star. We definitely need A-star. So let's try it again. Oh man. Get a lot of SSS. I I don't think I'll get it on this one. bad scam. Bad scam. Oh my god, hold on. Alright, so let's just kill the things. And then let's do it one more time. Hopefully you'll get more. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. That's how many rolls now? 40 rolls, I think? About? Don't remember. Alright, no more. Okay, that's more common, yeah. That's more common practice, or common occurrence. Alright, one more time. I think I can do it. Yeah, I think I can only do it once more. That will scare me a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's see if I have enough gems saved up. No, I have 10. Okay, so if that's the case, let's see. I'm gonna open up the 2v2 chest. Oh, hold on. I need to let me dismantle real quick as well. Dismantle, and I know there are some. Oh my god. I know there's an event going on, so let me check if I can draw something from the event, because maybe I can get some tickets from the event. If I can get that, that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty awesome as well. So let's come on. There you go. Alright, so here it is. I don't have LD, that's fine. Nope. 10 tickets. Nope. I got a lot of tickets from that. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 tickets from that. That's pretty good. I don't think I have enough time to get the 10 more tickets today, but let's see if there's any way we can get more gems. Alright, so let's also open up some boxes. What? It's my. I am getting a lot of like random units, so. Alright, so hold on. Let me dismantle a lot of them. I don't want to save some for Retrofit, so let me just do that. I'll kill that. I will kill this as well, probably. I'll kill that one too. There are some saving for some other purpose, so don't be confused on why I'm not, dismantling those. So, alright, so let's see what we got from here then. Oh, okay, we have enough for another one now. Not bad at all, not bad. Do we have any more? I think that's it, but it's fine. I think we can do another 10. Oh, I don't have enough! No! I think it's doable though, I think. Oh, there you go. Alright, now I have enough. Alright, let's see. Dun 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 dun. Scare me a little bit. Nope. Alright, cool. I have 5 tickets. I don't think I have enough for another one. Now let's just gonna open all of this. See how much I got. Hold on. Can I open all 350? What? Nope. Oh my god, I forgot. I always forgot. And because I do need to save some for I do need to save some for I'm gonna you'll see that, yeah. Cause I do need to save some for, what's the thing called again? For the GGG collab, the Gao Guy, whatever. Gao Guy Gar collab. So, but A star, I think is possible. Let's see. Why at 200? Actually, what did I get if I open up all 22 of this? Not much. Okay. How are the blue boxes? Because I think blue boxes do give me something as well. I mean, I doubt I'll have enough, you know, for the thing, but I can try my best. If anything, I'll just well, but I want to wait until I'm truly out of everything before I start trying to well. 500 gems for that. That's not too bad. But it's not enough though. Not enough. Is there any deals that only give 5 tickets? Aish. Kinda is, but I don't feel like doing it. $7. Worth it? Worth it? I don't think so. Cause that's, yeah. If anything, I'll just buy the $100 one. So, alright. So you know what? Here goes nothing. Should I? It's a hard, that's a hard, what's it called? That's a hard, choice. Additional stuff. Yeah. Always only buy this, right? So, for the sake of the video, why not? Sadness overflows. I mean, it's more worth it to buy this now than to buy it, you know, sometime later, I feel like. Coping. Alright, let's see. Alright, one more. Of course, let's see. Okay, I do need to save some, right? For the... Oh, yeah. I'll try to roll for one more, before I stop. I'm pretty sure I can get one because, you know, 100 roll is guaranteed, so. Nope. Man, I really wish I can just roll without having to, for research, yeah. I'm not really counting on how much I've been doing, but I think it. Okay, so that's the last one that I'm gonna get here. Alright, so pretty good. I'm just gonna redeem it here. I don't really want to spend any more money, so how many rolls do I still have left? Let's see. So I have 80 rolls left, so I should be enough for the Gao Gai Gar collab. Hold on, I want to redeem this sometime later. So how many copies do I have right now? Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna get the thing. So now, yeah, so now I'm pretty set. Now all I need to do is just to get what's it called, to get the one from the SAS, and I can get the thing. Actually, I might as well just get this, yes, because I'm not gonna draw on here anymore. So, alright, stay tuned on video on stay tuned on video of what's it called, of like chorus. Oh my god, I don't even have enough here. Oh, Spartan, welcome. Just got like chorus. I want to see something funny. If I return this, right? If I return this, and then I switch it to, say, this one, right? And I go here, and I go here. Huh. There you go. It's yeah. That basically they are freaking that is just blocking the screen. Alright, whatever. Okay, that was fun. Alright, so should I roll some? Yeah, should I roll some on Lilith? I don't have enough because 6 stars is already enough. 6 stars is already enough, but or maybe should I try one? Yeah, I'm gonna try 110 roll. If I don't get it, so be it, right? If I don't get it, so be it. Just for the sake, because I do need to save up for for what's called for I do need to save up for Gao Gai Gar, so. Nope. Yep. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna save up for Gao Gai Gar now. Without the rest, and yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. Stay tuned on my video on my chorus. I already made a video about it, but I'm gonna be making like a actual video about it probably a few weeks later, probably once I put, unless I find something really funny that I want to show you guys right away. But for now I'll probably but just stay tuned. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. The stream is still the stream is still always there, so you know what? Okay, you know what? Since people is here, I might as well see if I can roll until I get one more what's it called? Lilith. Because Lilith is pretty cool. Okay, hold on. White do I? Oh wow, I actually don't have. Yes. Since we was here, I might as well try it. Right? Just for fun. I'm literally gonna be using gems to open up more slots now because it's so much. Or maybe I'll roll until I have 50 rolls left. Then I will save. I don't know what I would do. How many people are still left? 14 people. Okay. Oh, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. That can make the pain. It can lessen the pain. I'll do one more because once I do one more, I can redeem the SAS one. So, pray. Yeah. All I can do is pray. I wouldn't have enough stats for what's called, yeah. I wouldn't have enough stats for Gaga, the GGG collab. Thing is, I don't really like the collab units anyway. Oh, there you go. Well, that's one. That's not too bad. 20 roll for 30 or 20 roll for 1, I think. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. And I can redeem one here. This one I kind of want to wait because I still have the free rolls, right? So I'm just gonna wait until, yeah. I should have bought the, again, yeah, I should have bought, that one sooner because, again, that 100 roll for $100, that one is the most worth it, overall, so. I still have that 50 roll for the GGG collab, so can't wait. Let's see if I can get enough for the GGG collab. So, yeah. I have enough of this stashed up. Let's see. I've been getting some of these cards every single time. I don't know if it's worth it to still get this now. I don't have every single units in here, but how do you say? Maybe I can get another Deerstalker Rosetta, I think. Or no, I don't know. Let's see, hold on. I have 120. How many more DS shard do I have? I only have one copy of it yet, so I kind of already have another copy of it. Alright, yeah, I think I'll probably conclude the stream today, or now, because I'm so tired. Let me also, I'm just gonna open up as much, boxes as possible, so you guys can see what I got from the boxes and stuff like that. So I think I got pretty lucky. I think. Oh my god, help! You know what? I don't. I swear. Let me just go down 1,000 something parts. I mean, do them one by one. Sad. Come on. Alright, good. Now I can open up all the packs possible, so it is. So, again, please ask me any question if you guys have any, so I can answer them before I end the stream. And if you're watching this later, or if you couldn't ask any questions now, you guys can always ask me the questions, in our Discord, and all the links are in the descriptions. Along with my second channel, I'll be doing some more content on my second channel soon, so please consider subscribing to that. It will really help. And of course, please consider to share, like, and subscribe to the stream as well. It will help out a ton. I'm gonna open that one. Yes, I think that's about it, right? I don't think I have any more things I need to open per se, or that I can't. I'm just gonna open up the. Alright. Cool. Ooh, what is this? Long nap, then wait, longer than that. Hi you, hello, welcome December. I was just about to end the stream. But I'm just doing some wrapping up to do. But thank you so much for coming by at the end. Thank you so much that December. I'll probably be streaming tonight, maybe, if I'm not too tired, or maybe sometime later. So, maybe on my second channel, maybe on Twitch, or maybe on Monday. So definitely stay tuned. Yeah. Hello December. Hello, welcome. Alicia. Let me roll everything. Nothing good. Alicia. Haha, it's alright. Don't let me know. Don't forget to eat hydrated. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a huge melon. After this. I already have it in the. I already have it in the fridge. So once I am what's it called? Yeah, once I am yeah, once I'm done, I'll be consuming the melon. Consume the melon. Alicia. Also, another news that I don't know if how many people are still here, but so for some reason YouTube was deleting my own comments on my own video for some reason. So from now on, it's more reliable to check the description now, because I don't think they can delete descriptions. I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, so just look on that because it's weird things going on. Weird things going on. Very weird things going on. Nice. Anything else? I don't think I have enough time to PvP today. I'm a bit too tired, so let's see. I don't think there's any event going on. I don't think there are any event going on either way. Like, you know, except for Brawl. Brawl is probably still something I probably should do as well, because now I think we get more rewards for it now. So, Alicia. Alright, well, thank you all so much for watching. Obi.